Okay, we're live on some of the socials. Stand by for X. Ooh, we're live on X. All right, here comes the intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you amazing listeners out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right, folks. You love it. You need it in your life, and you know where to find it. All your major podcatchers, just search Grow Clinton Podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Never miss an episode. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, President and CEO of Grow Clinton, joined in the studio by Jenny Holm from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
What a day.
What a day indeed,
Wow.
my friend. Yes. Crazy. This office has been crazy. We have Adecco Staffing doing a hiring fair.
Yes.
We also have Dale Carnegie course going in our conference room. We're open, so we're fully staffed. There is not a parking space available. I tell you what, crazy.
I'm proud of it, though.
Yep.
I'm proud.
Lots of stuff. This is this is like a hive of activity.
It's a hotbed.
Hotbed of activity right here. Speaking of hot, sponsors, Jenny.
Yes.
Citizens First Bank sponsoring this mic check and proudly sponsoring these new mics in the Grow Clinton podcast studio. That's right, folks. Citizens First Bank, always in tune with our community. You can find them at gocfb.bank, banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. AgCraft Printwear and Sully Sports. AgCraft's been in the custom apparel game since 1974. Now, they're all over the country, creating top-notch customized printwear for teams and companies. For all of your custom printwear needs, agcraftusa.com. Also, check out sullysports.com and be sure to join their Sully's T-shirt club, $24.99 a month. For the gold level, it gets you a free shirt every single month, and it's exclusive to club members. Also, 10% anything in the store.
Every sale.
Not a limited amount of items in the store. Everything. SullySports.com. OG sponsor Miles Communications, wicked fast, high-speed internet. Just blows my mind how fast it is. They also offer residential and commercial service to include television and telephone options, meaning all of your home or company's communication needs. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they're on their way. MilesTelephone.com. LyondellBasell, committed to being a responsible, engaged neighbor in the communities they serve through volunteerism, charitable giving, partnerships with local organizations. LYB, as they're known on the stock ticker, aims to strengthen communities by supporting education, sustainability, and safety initiatives. If you don't know what LyondellBasell manufactures, it is low-density, high-density polyethylene plastic pellets found in everything from PEX tubing to pressure pipe, food packaging, you name it, it's there. LyondellBasell, solutions for a better tomorrow. That's my new shtick, is when I throw that thing. Great show today, Jenny.
Two of our people. Yes.
Yes. So today we are talking about the third annual Education and Business Partnership Symposium. It's an awesome event. It's hard to believe 3 years. But we have in the studio Stacy Borgeson from Grow Clinton. She is our Director of Workforce Development and Talent Attraction. And she is joined by Dr. Wes Golden, Superintendent for Clinton Community School District. Wes, Stacy, thank you for joining us.
Good to see you today.
Yes, good to see you. Dr. Golden.
Good afternoon.
Yes. So talk to us about what is the Education and Business Partnership Symposium? Why does it matter? Why did you create the event? And what has success been over the last 2 years?
Well, I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah.
So how it came about. So actually, it would have been 3+ years ago, 3.5 years ago. I actually had met with Dr. Hogue over in Fulton and
Daryl.
Dr. Daryl
2
Hogue.
R's.
D-Money.
And we thought it would be a good idea to have some sort of internship packet or guide that we could provide to our local businesses to see if they were interested in doing internships with students. It didn't really pan out well. It was like a small packet. So we just decided to just go big with it. And that's kind of how the symposium was born. And for our first event, we had, I believe, 92 people, whether it's businesses, schools, educators, teachers, parents, and whatnot. So we've grown every year since and looking to continue that for the third year.
So Wes, as a lifelong educator, dip back until your early years of teaching. How familiar were you with the local industry?
Yeah, it's a great question. And for me, one of the important parts of all of this is that we expose our students to all those great opportunities within our community. You don't know what you don't know unless you get a chance to see it. And there's so many niches, if you will, that are in our community, or there's employment opportunities. And if our students don't know about it, how will they, prepare for their future?
Right.
So to your point, when I was at Clinton High, I remember this, and I share this all the time. When I was a senior at Clinton High, I thought I was going to be an engineer. That was where I was headed. I thought I'd do that in college, and thankfully, I did a job shadow out at Nestle, Purina, and back then it was probably Ralston.
Ralston, yeah. People still call it Ralston,
It's,
but yeah.
it's changed names a few times, but I went out there, and it was probably one of the best moves I could make, because I realized, and this is part of it, is that engineering wasn't my thing. It wasn't something that I had this vision in my mind of what an engineer did.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't for me. Now, I still went on to college and majored in physics, but I realized that's not what I wanted to do. So why this is important, and to me, and I share this all the time, is we need our community to help educate our students.
Right.
That's one. It's a win-win situation. And why it's win-win is because it helps our students find their future. But for me, it's also our community can help find our kids so that they can maybe contribute to our local economy, and our employment opportunities are there. Ultimately, for me, if we can get kids to stay here, and
That's
here's
the
a
goal.
great
That's
here's
what
a
it's
great
about.
here's a great way to do it. If we connect our students to an employer who they see their future in, hey, now it's kind of a, hey, I can try out. I can try
Right.
out. And you think about, and I've said this, AdCraft, you don't realize all the unique opportunities at AdCraft: design, accounting, shipping. It's like, whoa, if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
Sure.
But if you get the opportunity to intern, job shadow, whatever that is with those folks, then you're like, wow, now I know what it's like to do it. Now
Yeah.
I know what it requires to do it. And oh, the way I can do it here.
I'm so excited because right now we're in a really great spot in our community where we have an organization, our educators, and our business leaders who are so excited about this kind of stuff. We have a great team working toward the
Yeah.
same goal.
Yeah.
Now, when you think about it, I mean, what group of people influence students the most?
Right.
Their parents,
Mhm.
right? And often their parents have a perception of what manufacturing and advanced manufacturing is. And they're basing it all off of movies in the 80s where it
Right.
was just smoke filled, dust filled rooms, everybody left with just grease all over their face. That couldn't be farther from the truth today. We're adopting advanced technologies, using robotics, automated systems, a ton of computers, and we're doing a lot of this stuff remotely as well. So
Right.
when you said you don't realize how many different career fields there are within a manufacturing plant, that is so true.
Yes.
Take Nestle Purina Pet Care, for instance. I mean, you go in there, you have HR, you have accounting, you have logistics, you have distribution, you have engineers, you have sales. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Same applies to a lot of our major employers within the region. And for the parents, they may have grown up here, they may have driven past these plants thousands of times, but have no idea what goes in those four walls, what happens. So what we're trying to do is break down that barrier and ensure the students are aware of what's available so they don't ever leave, regret their decision to pursue a certain career path when what they were really looking for was right in their own backyard.
So do the students have an opportunity? How do they get involved in this, in the symposium? I mean, the parents can come, the students can come.
Right. So, I mean, it's open to everyone. So,
Okay.
a lot of our schools now we have work-based learning coordinators. So,
What is work-based learning?
work-based learning is not just a job shadow anymore. It's actually getting out and having an experience within a company. And like I said, we have work-based learning coordinators or designated individuals in our schools now that work with the students with
Yeah.
that. So that's kind of who I'm predominantly working with, along with the superintendents.
Yeah. So who are some of those folks? Jim Bankston.
Mr. Jim Bankston,
He's over at Clinton. Who do we got? We have
Lisa Sullivan,
Lisa Northeast. Yes.
working with Jen Pepper over in
Jen
Fulton.
Pepper, Fulton. Yeah.
Yep, working with Jen Austin as well, within
Comanche.
and Northeast. So
Yeah. Very cool. And some of these are earn while you learn type of scenarios too.
they can be.
Yeah, so it's really kind of up to the employer to pick and choose how they want to pursue this work-based learning opportunities. And, given the age of the students, there are some restrictions. I think OSHA does not allow them to use an overhead crane. You're not going to see them driving a forklift. I mean, but they're there to work for you as an employer and also build up that experience and knowledge. Very cool. So what day is this symposium?
We are hosting out at Northeast High School on Thursday, March 5th at 5:30.
Thursday, March 5th, 5:30. I hear there's going to be a beautiful catered dinner. Is that accurate?
There is, yes. The Tilted Silo is going to be providing dinner for us. So we do ask that you register just so we can have an accurate head count.
How much does it cost me?
It costs you nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
$3.99, my
Yeah.
favorite price of all time.
Yep.
That's awesome. So nothing. So who's your target audience? What cheeks in the seats are you looking for?
It's an array. So we want students obviously to be there. We have student speakers lined up already, which I'm really excited for. Businesses as well. Parents of those students that are speaking usually do come, but it's open to any of them. I think what we're looking for now is a little bit more on the business side. Last I checked before we came in here, we were up to 22 different businesses represented. Some new that have not been to a symposium yet, and some that have been continually coming year to year. So
And we mentioned manufacturers, but you do not need
Anybody.
to be a manufacturer to take part in the symposium or host a student as part of a work-based learning opportunity. You can be a Main Street business with your shingle hanging along Fifth Avenue South in Clinton. It does not matter. So if you're listening to this broadcast and you want to attend and just see what the education and business partnership symposium is all about, feel free to do so. Registration, again, free. There is a link within the show notes that'll take you right to the registration page. Yes, free, but do register so we have a head count. Now, Dr. Golden, talk to me about Portrait of a Graduate. Is something you were really involved in. What was that, 2 years ago already? 3?
It's been more than that.
We have it. We've had it for quite a while, and we do use it. So, Portrait of a Graduate is those competencies outside of academics that you might need to be able to master in order to be an effective employee or just a member of society. Whether that's are you accountable? Are you able to problem solve? Can you collaborate?
Show up on time.
Can you show up on time? Even those simple things that we should be able to do without a whole lot of support. But what's awesome about these opportunities is that you put a student in an environment that is authentic. It's real. And you now have folks there that have also real experience in what you're about to participate in and can give them guidance. They can give them an education that we couldn't do. Now, I always used to say they have street cred, right?
They do, yeah.
Because I, as a teacher, can tell you this is what's going to happen, but they're like, teach, that's not real. You don't know what you're talking about. But when they get out into that workforce and now all of a sudden they've got somebody who's helping them, guide them, teach them, mentor them, and they say, no, you need to show up on time. And oh, by the way, part of you coming here on time is also having the proper attire, the equipment, do you have your safety? Yeah. And so if they say that to them, it's far more impactful than Mr. Golden saying it to them. So that's where that education and that partnership with all these folks are so critical, because they have the street credibility. That's why, when Stacy says, hey, or you ask what's the target audience, I would love to see more and more businesses and industries be there, because here's an opportunity for all of us, for our kids to experience authentic life after school. But it also gives you, as the business, an opportunity to try out some of our students, because you might find a gem. And I hear this all the time. Wow, that's a good one. That student has got it. Let's try to bring them on board and inspire and motivate them to want to do this with us.
Yeah. Well,
Wes,
not.
I mean,
I'll
the
start. Go ahead,
pipeline.
Jenny.
Wes, what a lot of times, like your first child, who's going to be going off to college, getting a job, all
Yeah.
that, and as a parent, you're reluctant. You don't know which direction's going. What would be your advice to them in that situation and finding what their kid wants to do and supporting that, and then what can they expect when they come to the symposium?
Yeah, I think for that piece, as our students grow and mature into what they see their future being, is giving them as many opportunities to experience these things, because it's as much not only about what you maybe think you want to do, but it's also finding out what you don't want to do. Full
Exactly.
circle to
Mhm.
my experience in high school at Ralston Purina, saying, I don't, this is just what I thought it was going to be. But at the symposium, what's cool is you get to see our students kind of, this is all part of their experience too, of being in work environment, but also communicating with others and being able to get up in front of others and share and be able to communicate effectively with them. But they get to explain their experiences. But what's really cool is then you also get to hear their partner business or industry partner come in and say how it's impacted them as well. And I think that's so helpful as a business partner in accepting and allowing our students to work with you, because often you realize, wow, I can learn from that kid too.
And I think
mean-
it's important too, because there are a lot of businesses, when I speak to them, who are looking for more of the soft skills that they call, being able to, like you said, show up on time, how to chat with people, how to, carry a conversation, that sort of thing, how to keep in touch with somebody. But if you don't come to these things and you don't involve yourself as a business in that, are you contributing to the solution to
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
And I don't want to hear anybody barking about this generation.
Right.
Dude, every generation
Yep.
was complained about.
Oh, yeah.
Every single
Everyone.
generation
Mhm.
lacked motivation. And
Yeah.
yes, it's not wrong. It's just different.
Different.
Yep.
And what I will say, from a promotion and marketing standpoint, if you have a small business and you want to bring in a student, they can help you with stuff like social media that
Right.
maybe you're
Oh,
not familiar
sure.
with.
Yeah.
And they live on
Absolutely.
TikTok and they can teach you how to do all that stuff. And if they have a good experience working with you, what are they going to do? Go back to
Say good
school
things.
and tell all their friends.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, people around the community are starting to recognize your small business as a preferred place of want to work.
Right.
You're like, I want to go there. I want to be part of that team. They're good. They're insightful. They're creative. They're fun. Like all that stuff is a great opportunity to get kids involved. And I just love it. I love, Wes, when you did Portrait of the Graduate, before that, really, we were laser focused on college prep, right? We were preparing students to enter post-secondary education and pursue that magical 4-year degree. And I would love to know, if there's studies out there, there
Yep.
probably are, how many percentage of every graduating class that go off to a 4-year traditional college actually work in the line of the degree that they earned.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the numbers are like jaw-dropping to realize it's probably not that many.
For sure. And in Portrait of a Graduate, what's really been interesting in our journey and understanding what it is, probably 15, 20 years ago, Clinton High School, in terms of our science department, which I was a part of, we did survey our local businesses and industries and said, hey, what is it you want our students to be able to know or do? And none of them say, oh, I want my employee to know physics. I want my employee to know the history of, Western Mesopotamia.
Oh, that's what I
well,
want.
yes, it's cool stuff and it's
Yeah.
all important. But what they'll say is, I want them to be able to critically think. I want them to solve problems. I want them to collaborate. I want them to show up on time. I want them to own and hold themselves accountable to work independently and be able to do those things. So, I had an epiphany when I was teaching is, I don't know, Stacy, you got to do any of those projects, but, we built trebuchets and is how do you work together as a team and solve a problem?
My kids did that with you.
What's that?
My
Yeah.
kids did that
Yeah,
with you.
that's right.
We should do another pumpkin chunkin.
Oh, yeah.
I did
Hey,
that in Delaware. It's super
yeah.
fun. This
Mhm.
trebuchet is it's
Catapult.
A
thing.
medieval
Yeah.
catapult.
Yeah,
medieval
we did that
catapult,
with
and
Mr.
it's just
Gunsel.
like
Yeah,
counterweights.
you probably
and
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can launch this pumpkin. They do it in Delaware, and it's super fun. I
Yep.
want to bring it here. We should do it at the airport. See, that's how my mind works. But no, great stuff. Again, March 5th,
March 5th, Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30.
free
Free.
registration.
Yes.
Link in the show notes. If you have any questions, you can call Grow Clinton 242-5702. Ask for Stacy Borgeson. She'll give you all the deets. You don't want to miss it. If you go to growclinton.com, click on the calendar of events, find March 5th. You'll be able to click on that link as well and register. It's an amazing time, and it's really inspirational, too, to hear these students, because what I love is some of these students I've known since they were in middle school. Now I've been here for a while, and you see how much they've matured over the course of just relatively just a few years. And now they're standing in front of a large audience speaking confidently about what they experienced through this program, regardless of the district itself. And they are able to share in real time the satisfaction they had getting into the career field and the industry, and realizing that that's what they want to do or what they don't want to do. Because the last thing you want to do is graduate with a degree and realize you don't want to do it. Guess what? The student loan debt doesn't go away because you changed your mind, right? It sticks with you.
And I think it's great that our kids now get the support, like from Wes, with the portrait of a graduate. You know, when I was in school, it was kind of like you get your stuff done, off you go find a job. And, you know, the support that you get from the administration and from Wes and from the teachers, and, you know, it makes you feel like you matter. And that's what brings people back with their own families. When they graduate, they go off to college, they go off to train, they go off to the military, whatever. They'll come back because they said, I lived in a community that cared about me.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Golden, we know you have a hard stop in 1 minute.
Yep, in 1 minute.
Another
I just want
meeting.
to say in closing about street cred, I was speaking to a group of Synergy students and over at the high school, and Mr. Golden walked in. And I said, "Hey, Colonel." And he walked out, and the guy said, "Why'd you call him Colonel?" I was like, "Because he
He's
is.
a nickname.
He's a colonel in the National Guard." And they're like in the military? And I'm like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Mr. Golden." And I'm like,
Him?
"Yes."
Really?
And they just sitting there with like jaw drop, like, "Really?" And I was like, "So you little punk 17-year-old kids want to spout off to Mr. Golden, realize that he's been in war several times. So your complaints are not going to razzle him. So
He can handle you.
he can handle you,
Yeah.
trust me." But I love that story just because they were just looking at me like, "Why did you call him that?"
Well, you always think your teachers hatch out of an egg right before they start
Oh, yeah,
teaching.
they
You see
wake
him at
up
the
and-
grocery store,
Yeah.
like, you get groceries? Yeah, we
You
do.
eat? This is so weird. I thought you slept in the classroom and woke up in the morning in the classroom.
I
But
remember seeing my first grade teacher in the teacher's lounge smoking, and it just
No
my head went
way.
off.
back in the day.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
yeah, oh yeah, back in the
Yeah,
lounge.
that's it.
Ah, jeez. All right. On that note, Jenny,
Yes.
what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Well, it's Thursday, so I've got some other stuff I need to do. I need to visit some more people, but when I visit, then I got to enter the data. So tomorrow, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Data. I
Data
hate
day.
it.
I
love
know it. I hate
I
it,
love
love
it.
it.
I mean, I love it reading it.
Mhm.
I know it serves a purpose, but I do not like putting it in.
Yep.
Excel spreadsheets are like poison ivy. They make me itch.
Yep.
Yeah. So having a degree in physics would not be my first choice, Wes. But hey, teach their own.
You talk about this scope of things to know. I mean, if somebody would have told me there was a job in wine sommelier, yeah, I would have been all over
You would have
that,
been
man.
fired quickly because you
I would have
can't
been all
guzzle.
over that.
You
You
can't guzzle.
can't
You're
guzzle.
supposed to spit it out too, Jenny.
We're not doing Mad Dog.
Stacy, I just want to say on the record, thank you very much. I am very proud of you. 3 years. This was kind of your idea in collaboration with the educators and the businesses, but you've seen this through and going in, and it's been better and better each and every year. Attendance has grown. The agenda and the programming has been amazing. So kudos to you, because I've had nothing to do with this
Other than be my MC.
other than show up. And half the time I fail to do that.
It's because I write your script.
No, but kudos to you, and
Thank you.
thanks for working so closely with our members and ensuring that there's opportunities for them out there. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Grow Clinton podcast. Again, be sure to subscribe wherever you capture your podcast. Visit online at Grow Clinton Podcast. We're on everything: LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, iTunes, Facebook, X. Wherever you want to go, we'll be there. Until we speak again, folks, stay classy. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.